Hi, this is Brandon Strabley. Just thought to post an update about what's been happening since my last post. Just to start with what's familiar and just new. As you can see, I have a leg brace because I dislocated my knee a couple weeks ago walking on the crosswalk. Just recently had an MRI and it's saying I have about 3 or 4 bone bruises. No, no torn ligaments, but been wearing this brace for a few weeks. Also, some updates. I've been just moved to this different house with this different room. Have a new psychiatrist because my other psychiatrist changed hospitals. Um, have new type of therapy, which is called occupational therapy, which is supposed to help with social um, anxiety and communicating with people. I just started a new medication with this new psychiatrist. And also, I've been still volunteering at the Humane Society, and I've been trying to adopt this dog. I've been making posts on here. Her name's Cheyenne. She's a Australian slash German Shepherd. Um, so about my post, I am trying to still raise money to adopt a dog. I've been thinking about it and been researching a lot about it. And what I'm thinking is to adopt Cheyenne. She's a little old, over 2 years old. Adopt her as an emotional support dog and have her move into a place of mine. And then I can work with this nearby trainer who trains for psychiatric mental health service dog. It does cost money to train her with this facility, but it would be cheaper than using the other facilities that are out of state, which would cost money to travel there and back. It would cost well over 15 grand for the dog because they um, um, raise the dog since it's a puppy and train it throughout that time period, and then you go there and see if you match, and you train there for a week, and then you take the dog home if everything works out. um, Reason why I'm doing this, um, you can still read on my post. I've been struggling with my mental health for a few years now. Ever since I was young, I've always had um, light sensitivity, migraines, OCD, and anxiety. Recently been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, which explains why I'm having all these sensitivities to light and sound, and how certain times of the day can be quite overwhelming, and how being in public is quite overwhelming. Um, my other diagnosis on there is major depression, OCD, and social anxiety, Tourette's, which um, is hereditary. Um, like I said, ever since I was young, I've been having diagnosis and been on medications, been in special classes that I've been trying to fight to get past. Um, Most of my life is has been a struggle. When I was in high school, I had Lyme encephalitis. I had 5 spinal taps, which required me to be in the hospital for 3+ months. Um, and then when I graduated high school, beginning of college, I had 2 ankle surgeries because they found an extra bone in my ankle, which caused major swelling and pain. And then now, recently in 2016, I had what one clinician called it was a traumatic grief. Um, it's kind of like a mental breakdown where I was having so much anxiety, so much frustration, where I couldn't keep a job. And I ended up in the psych hospital for a week for, 2 times, and I ended up going to Hiawatha Hall, which is a mental health treatment center here in Winona, um, in order to look, in order to talk to therapists and clinicians and try to get on the right medications for my symptoms. It was very hard because in 2016 I lost a lot of things. I was doing well. I was working a full-time job for over a year. Um, I was told I would have a job for a few more months because of a business reorganization, and that fell apart. I lost that job. The same week, I lost a relationship, um, which I was in for 5.5 months. Also, my dad was hospitalized with a seizure. Um, so during the last week of work, I was visiting him at the hospital during my lunch breaks and after work. Um, and then after I lost that job, I was having a struggle paying my bills, and I lost my car. I had to move out of my apartment, and my apartment at the time was having a lot of issues too. I ended up having to call the health department on my apartment because the whole building, which had 10 plus tenants, were having inadequate water pressure. So bad so that the health department said it was uninhabitable because you couldn't take a shower or do the dishes. I ended up having to go to my girlfriend's when I was in a relationship and at the gym at the time. Had to go there in order to take a shower for a long time. And so all that stuff happened at once, and then it just caused my mental health to deteriorate where I couldn't function. I couldn't focus at a job. I was having daily crying. I was having frustration where I couldn't sleep. I was just having so much frustration. I ended up couldn't. I used to go to the gym 5+ days a week at that time, and I just couldn't do it. I just got so anxiety prone where I couldn't leave my apartment. I couldn't go to the gym, so I lost my gym membership, and basically I lost everything. That's why I live in this room for which is the Mental Health Board and Lodge here in Winona. So that's why I'm trying to adopt a mental health dog. Um, so that's why I'm really working on trying to get Cheyenne in order to have her as an emotional support dog, which will help me be more active once my my knee heals, be more active during the winter, be more sociable, being outside, and also I would have a dog for protection and comfort, and just having more of a purpose, because I've always, with my mental health and my anxiety and my social awkwardness, I have a hard time with relationships. So by having a dog, it would be very helpful to have a connection that most people get when they're in a relationship, but with a man's best friend. So if you can, please share my posts, share the pictures of Cheyenne, and tag a friend or email someone, and please help me out so I can adopt her soon and start training her for the next steps. Thanks. Bye.